Hey guys, what's up? How y'all doing? I'm here to talk to you guys about Kimetsu no Yaiba Yukaku Hen, or you can call it Demon Slayer's Kimetsu no Yaiba Entertainment District arc, which is on episode 1. Now, this episode right here was actually really nice. I actually had a lot of enjoyment out of it, although there are some parts that will be cringe when I'm going to be talking about it, so be prepared. Warning, if you don't really like how I do in my videos and freaking feel like you're gonna feel disgusted, best for you to stop here. If anything else, let's just get this started right away, okay? We have to it that it plays a little small recap of what happened in last week's episode or movie, you know? If you guys been keeping up with Kimetsu no Yaiba or Demon Slayers either through the anime or you finished the manga, you know what I'm talking about. Rengoku's death was by Akaza's hand, which we all know that he's an upper rank 3, you know, demon. And of course, like it shows the aftermath of what happened. Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke still mourning his death, while everyone gets the message of what happened here and there. As for the master of the Demon Slayers or the leader of the Demon Slayers, who, etc., he got the message of what Tanjiro said to Akaza through a crow, you know? Even Rengoku's little brother got the message as well, you know? And we get to see a scene involving a little boy whatsoever, you know? But we also get to know, too, that this boy is actually Muzan. We get to see Akaza reporting to Muzan that he comes to report about, like, or what happened. He defeated a Hashira, but however, he is unable to find something called something, the blue spider lily, which I question, which I really question really greatly on, because I remember seeing this lily in season 1 when it comes to season 1's ending, you know? If you guys remember correctly, I mean, you did see that lily, but it's blue instead of red, which apparently it seems like Muzan is looking for this thing, you know? Even though Muzan doesn't care, he is really disappointed in upper rank 3 Akaza, who warns him that he wants the Demon Slayers destroyed, all killed, pummeled down to the last person or killed at all. And that he even tells Akaza, just because you killed a Hashira or something is something not to boast about. You boast like greatly about that, but what the hell is the deal, huh? You didn't do what I told you, etc. You're not fulfilling a mission, and I want all the Demon Slayers destroyed. That's not a hard task. What the hell is your issue, huh? Even Muzan just made one pressing wave to Akaza, and he's bleeding all over, man. It was just scary as hell. Even the upper rank demons, no matter how strong they are, and no matter how much of the ranks have never changed, it shows that they are not clear from Muzan's wrath. I mean, Muzan, we all know Muzan is ruthless and crazy, and well, he's ruthless. He's very ruthless. He warns Akaza why the hell did you mess up, huh? You think you killed a Hashira, yet you did not find the blue spider lily I wanted. You didn't destroy all the Demon Slayer core. That's not something to boast about just because you killed a Hashira, okay? A human that can't kill... A demon killing a human should already be a simple conclusion enough. He even says, you disappoint me. Get out. Get out. You're dismissed. You know, that kind of thing. And Akaza remembering how Tanjo calls him a coward and Akaza destroys his sword, and he goes like, yeah, I remember your damn face, kid. The moment I meet you again, I'm splattering it all over the place, you know? And we all know, if you guys watch Rengoku's fight with Akaza when he was running away, Tanjo calls him a coward, saying, don't run, you coward, you know, that kind of thing. Obviously, anyone who calls you a coward, it's gonna freaking hit you hard. It's like a mental, psychological attack, saying oh, look at you running, huh? Some freaking strong punk you are, kind of thing. But yeah. Anyways, that was almost like the first 10 minutes of the first episode of Yukaku Hen or Entertainment District arc, you know? I mean, the aftermath of Rengoku's death, you know, and then Akaza's reporting to Muzan, and like I said, Muzan was very angry and ruthless, man. Even the upper ranks are not free from his wrath. I guess he did not kill him or even do any more damage to him is because he's still counting on him not to mess this up. Because all the lower ranks are dead. If you guys saw the last episode of Season 1 of Kimetsu no Yaiba, all of them but one are dead. Well, all of them are dead now because the other one died in the freaking Mugen Train arc, obvious from the get-go whatsoever, that kind of thing. But that aside, we get to see the aftermath of Zenitsu, Tanjo, and Inosuke, Well, everyone else we had Tanjo decide to go to the Rengoku residence and talk to the people there, which is Senjiro and Rengoku's father. But when we see Rengoku's father, that guy, when he saw Tanjo talking to Senjiro, they end up having a small bickering fight, And of course, when Rengoku's father looks at Tanjiro's earrings, which apparently we get to know that it is the earrings of the one who created the sun breathing technique, and that sun breathing technique, or sun breathing is actually from all the forms of the sword breathing techniques at all, from fire, air, wind. It all came from sun breathing, which is really shocking in a way, because those earrings that Tanjiro has must be a great symbol, and it's already scaring Muzan to a point that he wants his kid dead, which is kind of ironic. And I question why didn't you just kill him yourself then, that kind of thing. Because if you guys remember correctly, that Tanjiro and Muzan didn't meet in Season 1. It was only temporary, but that's about it. If you guys remember correctly, I'm just reminding you, So I question if Muzan really was afraid of Tanjiro because he saw those earrings on there, which we get to know in this episode that whoever has those earrings is destined to be a sun breather. I don't know, but if you guys know what I'm getting at here, forgive me if I'm being a little confusing. But all I know is when it came to Tanjiro visiting Rengoku residence, that kind of thing, because of Rengoku telling him you might have to figure out something. And, Rengoku's father seems like he's abusive towards his other son, too. He even talks smack about Rengoku, and Tanjiro gets really upset about this. They end up having a little small fight, which is not really a fight, but a disagreement. And we have to it that freaking, that Tanjiro headbutted Rengoku's father, because he was a drunken a-hole, that kind of thing. But we get to, like I said, the sun breathing thing is connected to these earrings that Tanjiro has, and that we get to know that the other sun breathing sword techniques actually are just cheap imitations or retrograde versions of the sun breathing that is created to fight the demons, And that was kind of pretty crazy here and there. And the Hinokami Kagura is a sun breathing technique that's connected to that, but yeah. We see to it that Senjiro and Tanjiro talk with each other for a bit, As for Senjiro and Rengoku's father, he went to go buy sake, which I'm afraid he must have been doing that every time, And like usual, he was actually a former Hashira of the Demon Slayer Corps. But there's more to it than that, which I hope we could get into later. But let me continue on with my summary or recap of the 1 hour long episode, But we get to know about Senjiro, why he would have been an apprentice or a shinobi or swordsman trained under a Hashira. But when he had his own Nichiren sword, which is very important to have to fight against the demons, it never changed color for him, which is really sad because the Nichiren sword will always change color when it comes to those who acquire a certain amount of sword techniques. And sadly, Senjiro, his sword, the moment he tried to get his sword, it never changed color for him, which shows that I guess he's unworthy and he gave up being a swordsman. But Tanjiro gives his last words to Senjiro and tells him, walk down the path you feel is right, okay? That's it. But before all that happened, we get to know that Senjiro gives Tanjiro a book that's connected to the last Flame Hashira, something involving maybe the Hinokami Kagura. Sadly, however, when it came to the book, there were some pages ripped out or smothered in dirtied or damaged to a point that it can't be read. Senjiro decides to tell Tanjiro that he will try to get things together and try to give you the message, here and there, and that he has one last, and that he gives one last thing to Tanjiro before Tanjiro left, he gives one last thing to like whatchamacallit. Senjiro decides to give Tanjiro one last thing to him, and that's his sword guard, you know? The sword guard that Rengoku had when he was a demon, he was part of the Demon Slayers, and that he was a Hashira, you know? We have to it that was delivered to Senjiro, and that like it will later on be passed down to Tanjiro from Senjiro, saying, "Please take this. I'm pretty sure like it will help you out or protect you when the times come, when the time is right, you know?" So Tanjiro did not want to take it, but Senjiro says otherwise. Just take it, okay? And we have to it that Senjiro tries to talk to his father, you know, and that there are words that I need to relay to you, father. He says, "I don't care. I bet it's something that he must be freaking mocking me about after what happened, you know, that kind of thing." And the way I look at it, this guy looked like he's a really drunken a-hole, but when he actually, when Senjiro relayed his words to his father of what his older brother said, "Please take care of yourself," you know? That's it. And we have to it that, like, that Rengoku and Senjiro's father was trying to drink after Senjiro sent those words and Senjiro left. And we get to finally see some powerful emotion from Rengoku and Senjiro's father. He's now starting to cry very badly, which I don't know why he decides to show it now of all things, you know? And that he even says Kyojiro's name, his eldest son Kyojiro's name, and etc., you know? So this scene right here makes me question, like, that Rengoku and Senjiro's father, I question, like, he must question one thing, or maybe have a hypothesis or theory or something like that he must have gone through some serious traumatic loss, because I'm pretty sure, like, he must have been very emotionless and become a drunken guy after what happened here and there, after what happened to that certain event. And it's kind of funny how in life, like, you just don't know when to cry hard until something is lost to you. And guess what? Knowing that he heard his last words from his own son, Rengoku, Kyojiro, that is, he finally breaks down mentally and badly and says Kyojo Rengoku, his eldest son's name, which is really pitiful and sad, because, like I said, sometimes you just don't know when to cry or to be in so mournful loss when you really lose something important to you. And I guess he just lost his eldest son, you know, and guess what? He just lost his wife too. So that's two people important to him that he lost. So yeah, etc. But we get to see that Tanjo on the way home is later on confronted by Haganezuka, which apparently is more angry than before because he just broke his sword because Tanjo lost his sword again. And he says, "You deserve to die 10,000 times over." And this is kind of funny because I made a funny reference where I go, "Oh my god, Haganezuka created a technique that surpassed Akuma's raging demon." And he ends up chasing Tanjiro everywhere right now. And Tanjiro's like, "Oh my gosh, I can't do this no more." And we have to, I was like, hey, get in here, and save him in the last minute, you know? Which is really funny. And Haganezuka finally calmed down after getting rice dumplings, because that's his favorite food whatsoever, you know? I'm like, oh my gosh, man. I guess this guy's very ruthless, and there's a thing like, I have to say is like, you must not like, really tick this guy off when he's making your sword. I mean, damn. I mean, we all know Swordsmith or Demon Slayers are pretty ruthless. I mean, we see them in Season 1. Haganezuka almost killed Tanjiro with the knife, and he tries to kill him again in here. And then, you know, when it comes to the guy who created Inosuke's swords, and Inosuke decides to chip them, he almost wanted to kill him, and Tanjiro had to hold him back whatsoever. Oh, man. But that aside, we get to know that 4 months gone by ever since Rengoku's death. And we had to it that Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu train hard and go on separate missions in order to go on missions of killing demons, you know, and they do go on solo missions and etc., which is really understandable because you can't always stick together as a team all the time, which is really cool here and there. Despite, you know, Rengoku's death and all that, they still move forward and train hard and try to be better, you know? As for Tanjiro, he has a new goal in mind and tries to master this Hinokami Kagura, or the sun breathing technique, which, like I said and repeating myself, is actually the one that created all the sword breathing style techniques, you know? Which is pretty crazy here and there. That aside, we have to it that we get to see a funny scene with, like, I believe the Sound Hashira, the Tengen Usui, I believe. He ends up having to take two girls, which is like one of the little triplet twins, you know, and taking Aoi. We had to it, Kano's trying to figure out something and remembers Tanjiro's words. Follow your own heart, okay? And we have to it that, like, that freaking, like, they try to stop Tengen from taking him away, and he's like, what the hell's going on here? Tanjiro's like saying, what the hell are you trying to do? Hey, give her back, you freaking pervert. Even the freaking, like, even the little sisters of the triplets, which I don't really know if they're related or not, was trying to cause him a pervert hentai, you know, and then Tengen's like, what the hell are you saying, huh? And then Tanjiro's like, why are you taking these two, huh? What's your deal? And he goes like, well, I need these two for the mission. Alright, then how about us three? He says, 3? And Zenitsu and Inosuke shows up and decides to be the replacement for them, you know? Well, it's best for them to help out than some girls who's just looking after the other demon slayers who, who can't fight. Rather take 3 people who can fight than those who can't. Sorry. And we have two Tengen's like, okay, but you guys gotta listen to me, okay? And he slaps Aoi's butt, and I'm like, you foldable, you do have to give that kind of detail there? Well, if that's the case, either they are just putting it there for fan service, or they are really following the manga very, very carefully. Either that, I still think what he did to Aoi and Aoi was inappropriate, which made me question, like, who hired this guy to be a pillar of the Hashira, man? That aside, we have to it that Tengen tells Zenitsu and Inosuke and Tanjiro that they're going to be going to the entertainment district. Then we get to see the opening, I believe, of the entertainment district arc, which I thought it was pretty cool, but it looks like to me, like, when I saw Tengen at the very beginning of the opening, it looks like to me he's a ladies' man. I mean, does he have his own harem or something? Like, yeah, but there's a lot in the opening which I could talk about, but I'm not going to talk about it here because I think it'll just give too much away. And I like to say, like, stay ignorant, blissfully ignorant for now. Then there's a Taisho secret thing, which is really funny and hilarious, you know, that kind of thing. And then preview next episode, it's called Infiltrating the Entertainment District, you know, etc. Anyways, I thought this episode was really cool and fiery heart, even though I shouldn't be saying that because Rengoku's, you know, gone and dead. But that aside, when it comes to, like, when it comes to what happened in the aftermath of Rengoku's death, you know, like I said, Akaza, that guy, even though as an upper rank demon, that just proves that all upper rank demons are not allowed to disappoint Muzan himself. I mean, the way how he damaged Akaza, it looks like to me the wounds on Akaza seem more damaging than freaking, like, what Rengoku did to him, or etc., you know? Let's not forget that. I mean, Akaza, that guy is strong. We all know that. He literally had, I'm pretty sure he had a lot of energy to spare when he even fought Rengoku, you know, etc. And guaranteed, Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu would have been dead right on the spot should they not be saved by the sun, you know? And something about the blue spider lily, that thing seems to be, like, might be important to Muzan himself, since Akaza says he couldn't find that, but he'll look for it, you know? Even, like I said, and repeating myself again, the upper rank demons must not disappoint Muzan. Even though the ranks have changed for centuries, they still have to, like, make sure they fulfill their mission. And one of them is destroying all the Demon Slayer Corps, you know? And the fact is that he even told Akaza he's disappointed in that how he fallen so low as an upper rank 3. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hit very hard, man. Like, very, very hard. And Akaza remembering Tanjiro's words, you know, about calling him a coward. Oh, man. That hurts a lot, too. He's like, I'm gonna kill you, man, kind of thing. As for whatchamacallit, the Rengoku resonance scene, the sun breathing technique. It looks like to me, like I said, and repeating myself again, is that that style or that sword breathing technique actually is the one that created all the sword breathing techniques, you know? I don't know. But one thing's for certain though is that like they are cheap imitations of what the sun breathing technique was supposed to be, you know? Even Rengoku's father, even Kyojiro and Senjiro's father recognized those earrings that Tanjiro has, etc., you know? So there might be more to it of why Muzan... So that's another thing too. Because I guess since Muzan knows those earrings and that guy, and since Tanjiro is connected to the guy who created the sun breathing technique in the first place, so yeah, there's a lot to say, but I'll just leave it at that. You guys know what I'm talking about. Those guys are anime onlys. Yeah, I'm making connections here and there, but I don't know. Anyways, the scene with Haganezka and Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke, blah, blah, blah. Forgive me for being a little iffy-biffy about that. They move on, train hard, fight demons, you know, and Zenitsu stop being a coward and that he found his own motivation to come back alive, and that's seeing Nezuko, you know? And yeah, Tanjiro kills a demon, obviously, and then we see Tengen trying to take two girls with them on a mission, and Tanjiro, Inosuke, Zenitsu says they'll be the better placement for them because they can fight, those two can't. Anyways, looking forward to next episode. Sorry if this video becomes very long, you know, just making my analysis here and there because, you know, when it comes to Akaza and Muzan and then the sun breathing technique, sun breathing sword techniques, etc., you know what I'm talking about. And then, you know, Tanjiro, Inosuke, Zenitsu training, fighting demons, and they finally go into the Entertainment District arc, which seems to me is going to be hectic and crazy, but we'll have to see. So, until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot.